Hey everyone, I'm Kendra and I'm teaming up with Erin at Successfully Simple to talk about something that we often overlook in our businesses. And I wonder if you can pick up what that is. There may be a few things that you're thinking about that you may specifically need to be working on in your business, but today I want to speak about lead and client management. Like I said, we take courses, we hire people to help us with things like, who our ideal clients are, who we work with, what we offer. But we often overlook what to do when we actually land those leads and those clients. What happens then? What happens when we need to onboard them, offboard them, and everything in between? So in this video, I'm going to be going over a few things that you need to think about when you are putting together your lead and client management processes. We're going to be covering three things to think about as you are mapping out your lead and client processes. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit down and map out all of your services. If you have more than one service, you have a different service for a reason. So there would be a lot of different processes for all of those services. If you offer one service, that's awesome. You have a little bit of less work to do. But if you have three, for example, those are going to look very different from the time someone contacts you on your website to the last thing you're going to send them. So what you need to do is you need to get out a piece of paper and write down all of the services and how they differ. So if you offer a done for you package versus a done with you package, those processes are going to look very different. And we're only looking at your packages that you work one-on-one with clients. So we're not looking at your courses or even digital products. We're only going to be looking at the projects where you're working with clients one-on-one for a particular service. Once you've written down all the services that you need processes for, we are going to get into actually writing out all the steps in those processes. So what I want you to do, if this is your first time ever doing that service, and I want you to know that it's never too early to implement these systems, because if you are taking a few guesses, later on as you work with more clients, you can go and perfect those systems. So I want you to think about what you want to achieve in those projects. So even if you haven't worked with people before, think about an ideal of what you would like. If you have worked with a few people before, think about your last project. Think about everything you had to do from the time someone contacted you about your service all the way to what you had to do at the end when you handed off the project and said you were done with that. So don't think too big, go very simple, and then you can always add on later. So take each of those services and go to the very beginning, what you need in the middle, and all the way to the end, and then you're going to have all of your systems mapped out. Now that you've mapped out your services, mapped out what goes into those services, now we are going to lastly look at how much you can automate. There are going to be a lot of things in these processes that you or even a virtual assistant don't have to do yourself. You can automate a lot of these things. So think about some of the emails or the forms you need to send people. You don't have to do that every time. So if it's an email or a form that goes out to every client where you don't have to do a lot of personalization, have that go out automatically. A person doesn't have to be doing that. A software can do it for you. So research some softwares where you can automate a lot of things. My favorite is Dubsado, and it's a system I specialize in. I love it because you can automate a lot of your tasks. It's very customizable with your brand, and even if you don't want to automate a lot of things, you can also have a to-do list so you know what to do for each client. You don't have to think about what you have to do. So now we've covered the three basics. If you'd like to go in more in depth, I've created a brand new course, and it's a mini course. You can do it in a day and you can implement these things, or even in 45 minutes, and it'll go in depth about everything you need for your lead and client management. So we're talking about what steps to include, and then I also have a little walkthrough of Dubsado just so you can get a feeling for the system and if you like it. And the best news is it's only $37, and you can get the link in the description. And like I said, it's 45 minutes, it's easy to implement, and you can just follow along. So I hope you join Erin and I in our lead and client management processes, and I'll see you on the inside.